Would you be comfortable replacing Hal Jordan?
It doesn't matter if I'm comfortable with it.
What if the Hal Jordan we saw die at the end of episode 1 of Lanterns isn't actually Hal Jordan? This is We Just Saw. Got my boy FLyknit Jay from the MLF HQ podcast with me. We have a couple theories about this new Lantern show that came out. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, FLyknit, with the first theory, we both saw that ending. It was definitely a decision. It was a choice. That's pretty much all I can say. Having the main Green Lantern, probably the most popular Green Lantern, unless you only watch the cartoons. It's a bold one. It's definitely bold.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll just agree with you. Yeah, definitely is bold. We'll see how it plays out.
But what if it isn't? What if, because we saw in the preview trailer that came like right after the show that there are shape-shifting aliens there. We don't know what kind of alien this guy was that had the bomb in his butt that blew up at the sheriff's office. We don't really know what kind of alien that is. He clearly probably wasn't a shapeshifter. He would have shapeshifted at the game before he left. So I think we have two types of aliens. I think one of those types of aliens, the shapeshifter, is appearing as Hal Jordan in the stands.
All right.
Give me your thoughts on that.
It is okay. So it is possible. We didn't spend a lot of time actually examining the body or really looking at Hal Jordan. Kind of just shows him dead with looks like a gunshot wound, and then it kind of cuts off. So just going off of what we know now and what we were able to see, it's possible. Now, I don't know their powers of if they die, do they shapeshift back? We see that with a lot of just modern TV. You die, you go back to your original form. Shapeshift is something you're using energy to hold that form of. Yeah, could it be a staged body? I don't know. And it also, too, depends on, I guess, how much John really knows at this point. We don't know his training yet. We don't know, how good of a Green Lantern he is because we haven't seen him yet, be a Green Lantern. So is that something that could slip past him? The detective, the sheriff, sure. She don't know. She doesn't deal with alien stuff. She just knows they exist, but she didn't think the guy in the first episode was an alien until he was. So could it slip past her? Possibly. Could be. That would be an interesting choice. I wonder how long you can kind of get away with that. With the, people think John Stewart may be an idiot if that just lets you pass him. And he's like, oh, I thought it was Hal the whole time. So I don't know if that's the best choice, but it's possible.
I'm just trying. I had to come up with some kind of theory about that because like I said, Hal Jordan is at least the most popular Green Lantern in the books. I was like, they're not going to kill him off in season 1, let alone the first episode of the season. Because let's say it is him, right? This is why I think that. Let's say that is him. He's dead. Is the audience really going to be excited to see the rest of the season in the past with him alive when they already know that he's going to end up dead? I wouldn't. I wouldn't be that excited. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, one mystery is out the window. He is dead. For real.
Yeah.
We just don't know why or how.
I'm
if
with
Hal
you.
Jordan's going to die in the first season, you got to show me he's fighting like 3 other ring bearers by himself, butt naked in the pond, going out like a champ, one arm, and defeats all of them and then passes out dead. I just threw that out there. But I'm saying is it got to be something epic. You do not just have Hal Jordan get shot in the head, especially because I mean they didn't say this, but he had a ring. So I mean, I don't see that happening. I think that would be kind of silly.
Yeah, and you'll know this better than I would. I don't understand I'm giving up my ring to give it to somebody else just because he got a ring from somebody who was dying. Like I don't understand why they don't just give John Stewart another ring and Hal Jordan can keep his, because if he has to give up his ring, how many people out there trying to kill him? It just logically, wouldn't it be like, man, that dude has screwed me over. My villainy, he didn't save that planet. Oh, as soon as he give up that ring, I'm taking him out. But that's separate than, DC thinking. But just also too, something we want to see is like, we understand we're going through the coming of age of John Stewart as a Lantern. But what they presented in episode 1, we do understand that Hal Jordan's got some coming of age he needs to go through too. That is not a finalized character. We do expect to see him, because he now has to train somebody else and he's not so on his own, have to grow, because he's just a lonely character and he rubs off that way. And you're
Yeah.
starting to see like that relationship start beginning to start, and that respect for each other begin to start. So again,
Yeah.
having him already dead, it's like it kind of ruins that payoff.
And I don't really understand where they're going with the ring yet. I'm not going to hate on it. I'll see where they're going, because they let it loose in the post show of the podcast that Guy Gardner has Hal Jordan's ring. The ring went to Guy Gardner. Doesn't necessarily mean that Hal Jordan's dead. Maybe he just quit, maybe retired. That's not really how it goes in the books. Like in the books, multiple people on Earth have rings. They made point in the show to say only one Green Lantern should be on that Earth sector at a time in the live action show. But Hal has his ring given, not a ring, a ring is given to Guy Gardner, and Hal is still Green Lantern as well. I think Guy Gardner gets hurt, and that's why John Stewart was chosen like as the backup. John has his own ring. So it's multiple lanterns, multiple rings in the book. It's not just, you don't just get a ring just because a person dies. Because if you think about it, everyone, they had to choose ring bearers when they first started the Corps. It's not just when they die. They're still recruiting more members. So it's a little different for the show. I don't know what they're going to do, since they kind of, I don't even know why they let that go. They maybe should have shown that in the show instead of telling it in the podcast. But so Guy Gardner has his rings. We don't know what happened with Hal. I thought it was weird when John pulled up in the little expedition. I was like, huh, why didn't he just fly over there? So that man had, wherever he was, got on a plane and went over there and got a rental car.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have a ring.
I didn't see one on his finger. They showed one of his. I didn't see one on his finger. I didn't see him doing anything. He doesn't have a hat on. I thought maybe he would have had a ring because it's cold out there right there, and he didn't have a hat on or nothing. So
that is
he
separate.
couldn't have had a ring. He couldn't have had a ring. He would have made a hat out of the ring.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't. Even though 10 years later, you would have to believe he has one by then, or are you
A
even
hat?
still no a ring?
Oh,
Or why is he still even investigating it? I'm like, man, look, I tried to be a Green Lantern 10 years ago. They didn't give me a ring. I ain't doing it now. So even more questions
yeah. Well, my next theory is the alien that had the bomb in his butt at the station that blew up.
in his mind,
Is
brain
that where it was?
is in his brain.
Whatever, man. He blew up. I thought it was a buck. You know how they be carrying stuff into the jail when they get caught?
Yeah, he's an alien. He doesn't
All
have to
right.
put it up his butt.
Okay. All right. I missed that part. But I don't think they're the real villains, because that alien said that he's there to get revenge. Didn't say on who. It's clearly not the Green Lanterns. He knew who they were. He wasn't trying to really attack them. He was trying to protect his source and whatnot. I don't think that alien is the real villain. I also am not certain that the Manhunters themselves are the real villains. I think the real villains are going to be the rich people of the mansion and whoever they're working for.
Could be. I guess that would prompt more questions. One, why are these aliens going? And we did see some line. Why are these aliens going after regular humans? And why are they the villains? Now we do know the other trailer. They do have some alien tech. So where they get it from, who they steal it from, possibly. Also, too, it's like, I don't know who these aliens are, but they can die by getting in a shootout. That's very, human-like. So maybe they don't have any special abilities, maybe just some advanced technology and as vulnerable as them. We know the Manhunters are around. We know some shape-shifting, definitely going. That might be the Manhunters if I'm wrong. They're the one that shape-shifted in that trailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Manhunters going around. So there is some shape shifting possible, and then we have, I guess, who would be the crew that's rolling in that puts the gun to John Stewart's head and like makes his mind go crazy?
Wouldn't
see them in the
know. I
trailer.
didn't. I saw the trailer. I didn't really analyze that part at all. I can go back and look at it again, but I was going to say Inner Gang, but so they're not going to use Inner Gang again.
You know,
They'll find another group.
well, because the I guess the proposed leader of that group says you have what 48 hours to find the Manhunter. I believe he says that line directly. So who is that crew? Is that alien? Is that just some DC villain that's human? I guess there's a lot of entities here to play with. We definitely know the rich people are some level of villain. They got a militia going on. You
Yeah,
ain't no heroes, and you just got a militia for a small town. So,
and they know
um,
too much. They know way too much. And like I said, that other alien was just there for vengeance. Didn't say he was there to destroy anything. He's there because someone did something to me. I'm not sure that's going to be the villain. Manhunters are programmed to do what Green Lanterns do, but with like a lot harsher. I think they're the ones who destroyed that planet, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they're going to be the main villain. I think it's only going to be a couple of Manhunters we see. I think after that's gone, we get a little Sinestro thing, which he's obviously not going to be the main villain either. He's going to have like a little small cameo probably, and then we'll see some yellow stuff. I think it's going to be whoever's backing those humans, whatever humans they are. Whoever's backing them is somebody big that may have done something to that particular alien group, and maybe the Manhunters, since we see those people fighting humans only, maybe they're after those rich people too.
yeah, possibly. Could have been something where they go to steal their tech, kill a bunch of people, blow some stuff up. They're coming to get their stuff back and be vengeance against them. So I just wonder. It just makes me think why I don't know who they got in the shooting with at the school because they never answer that. They say there was a shooting and a bunch of aliens are dead because nobody's has any remorse for them or crying about them or cares. So that's another question going to be answered. Who they get in a shootout with? And who was able to kill all of them? Because it only seems like there's aliens in the 4 dead bodies.
Questions that need answers. I think every episode is going to give us more questions and answers until we get to like episode 6. Was it 8 episodes this season?
Yeah, I believe 8 episodes.
Okay. Well, you got anything else to add? Those are my 2 theories. You got anything you got in the tank?
No, it's a lot of stuff. We talked about it. We did episode 1's review, so if you haven't seen those, go check those out. But yeah, they left just a lot of questions. So I think we just have a lot to pan through. And again, hopefully, we get some version of Hal Jordan back, and he's not completely dead, and they do something else with that character. Because that's still just the one thing. Everything else is like, what is going on? And you want to dive deeper into this story. And I think that is keeping us from like, oh man, seeing like more excitement at the end of what's going to happen with him and John Stewart. But other than that, yeah, it's a lot going on, and definitely those theories are going to spawn more theories.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see episode 2. This is a one time because I'm still kind of old school. I'm cool with the 1 episode a week. This is a one time I was like, I would want to binge this show right now. I would have binged that show. I might have called out of work next day to binge that show. Like I was so in tune with that show. I was so involved with it. I was ready. So I can't wait to see what's going on. I can't wait to see Guy Gardner back in there. They just need to give Guy Gardner a Baltimore accent. I'm still kind of mad about that. What's going on with that?
Yeah,
we can give him an accent. It's important.
I don't know.
But that's our thoughts on these 2 theories. Overall thoughts on the show. If you want to check out our episode 1 review, there's one on his page and there's one on mine. Speaking of your page, where can they find you if you're not here?
Yeah, hit the @ sign on YouTube and then type in MLFHQ right over there. So everything, once you find me there, you can find everything else I got going on. So yeah, we'll be here all series long and more series to come.
Yeah, and you can find me, of course, here and on Kurono or Kurono Comics on TikTok. And with that, we'll catch y'all next time.